Hello there, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. I am Zarlin, and this is LoLverview, where we take an overview look at LoL mechanics and give it a stupid title. Today, we're going right on through with Team Comp Month once again to protect the AD carry. And, this one, it's kind of secret, but then again, everybody plays it without even knowing it. This is your basic of basic team comps. But a lot of people don't know it that way, simply because AD carry is pretty much the definitive carry. Yes, there is the AP carry, but he doesn't work so great late game compared to the AD one. Now, how exactly does this all work? Quite simple. You've got your AD carry doing most of the work, and you've got your other 4 people protecting them. Like I said, it's really basic. Now, the best ones, the ones that most people focus on for protect the blank comps is kog'maw and vayne, because they are the hyperest of hyper AD carries. And when I say hyper AD carry, it's pretty much when they are 6 items, there's almost no stopping them, and they can just shred anybody down to almost nothing. But of course, if they get bursted down, because when they're 6 items, they maybe have 1 defensive item, and if they've got that 1 defensive item and that's it, they're still going to get bursted down quite quickly if all 5 of the other team just jump on them. Especially vayne and kog'maw, since they are quite squishy themselves. But the point of protect the carry comp, protect the AD carry comp to be specific, is have the 4 other people be centered around keeping that vayne alive, or that kog'maw alive. Before we go over the picks that I would suggest for this team comp, I want to go over some little tips and tricks, as I've tried to do with the other ones, but some of them haven't really aided themselves to that. But there are a couple things that we really want for a protect the AD carry comp. Shields that either protect from some damage or, all damage. Buffs to make our AD carry stronger. And revives. Now, there's only a couple of revives, and of course there is GA that you could buy for yourself. But, that's a situational kind of thing. So, with those big 3 in mind, here are champions, and I'm going to start from top lane and work my way down. We're working with top lane first, as I just stated. I have 4 big picks. Yorick for his revive, Kayle for her awesome bubble, Shen for his ult and peeling power, which is another big thing, but his ult has a very good shield, and then Gangplank for his buff. Now, another one I can put here, which of course, if you know anything about me, I love my Nunu top. That's what I'm going to put here, but of course he can also go in the jungle and in support role. And that buff has been nerfed a little bit, but it's still a buff, still makes them stronger. So yeah, that's my picks for top lanes. On to the mid lane. With mid laners, we don't have a big choice like we did with the other ones. I've got 5 big ones. And Kayle can also go in the mid lane here as well, but already talked about her. Now, with the big ones, with the 3 things that I talked about before, we've got Galio with his OK shield that gives MR and armor. We've got Lux with a pretty good shield, that is if she can aim it right, or if the AD carry doesn't run away from it because she's afraid of it. We've got Morgana, which has a shield that will effectively give her a free cleanse if, she puts the shield on before the CC happens. Orianna, once again with a good shield. And probably a controversial one, which will be Zilean. Now, I know Zilean is not really one of the most favored mids at this point, mostly because he doesn't do damage, but that's not his point in this role right now. With Zilean, he's there to get AP and protect that AD carry for all she's worth. He can either slow down the enemies coming at the AD carry, or speed up the AD carry to catch up and clean up the kills, do a little bit of damage, not a whole lot, but also that big one, that revive. Now, of course, I know people also like to put Zilean in the bottom lane as support, and Lux and Morgana have been put down there before as well. But, there's things, and they can go multiple places, but Zillion is a choice if you want to go full-on 100% trust in your AD carry. But to each his own. Moving on to the jungle, which I skipped because I usually go to jungle after top lane. But whatever, it's my show, I'll do whatever I want. On to the jungle. With most junglers, they actually fit into the fourth kind of thing that I didn't really talk about and didn't really think about, because even though I'm going off a script, I forgot things off the script. But we've got, I did touch a little bit on it with Shen. They have Peel for the AD carry. That's usually what comes in with the junglers, or top laners, because most top laners can go in the jungle and vice versa. But we've got 5 big ones once again, besides the couple that I've mentioned in top lane. And like I said, these guys can go in top lane as well. Well, most of them. All of them really can if you know how to play them right. But besides the point, we've got Jarvan the Fourth, which he does have an attack speed steroid for his team with his flag putting down, which can be good, but mostly he's there for Peel. We've got Lee Sin, who can shield your AD carry, but once again, mostly there for Peel, jumping in, slowing everyone, kicking them around. Maokai, big AoE ring thing that decreases the damage that whoever's standing in it that's on your team, so AD carry stands in that, they'll take less damage. That's good for an AD carry. Once again, though, mostly there for Peel. See where I'm going with this? Nunu I've already talked about, but most people would probably put him in the jungle over top lane, even though I think that's a waste of his potential. Don't listen to me, I'm just rambling about stupid things. And then there's Trundle. Now, Trundle's kind of weird, because he's there completely for Peel, and also to make the enemy team weaker with his ultimate, so the AD carry can, eat them faster. So if he puts his ultimate on a really tanky person, then the AD carry will be able to eat through them like they're paper-thin squishies. So that's good for an AD carry, right? Okay, now, on to, and finally, the supports, because I've already talked about the AD carry. Don't really need to talk about them again, because it's Vayne and kog'maw. That's who I'm going to say, Vayne and kog'maw, all the time. If you can get Vayne and kog'maw at a laning phase, there's your AD carries for protect the carry comps. And if you can't get them out of laning phase, let them farm bottom for forever, and then they'll be fine. Get them 6 items is basically what I'm saying. Get them 6 items, and they'll win the game for you if you can protect them. GG. Anyways, on to supports. With supports, it all depends on what kind of support you want. Do you want a kind of frontline, kind of peely support? Because that's your Alistar and your Blitzcrank, right there. Ali and Blitzcrank. Those are your big ones for peeling. Now, if you want a shielding kind of support, there's Karma, which she hasn't had a rework yet, so I don't really suggest her because a lot of people don't know how to play her, and if you do know how to play her, teach me, because I have no idea how so many people can play Karma and actually do good. Anyways, we also have Janna, which is, of course, she's got the shield that gives your AD carry AD, so makes them, shields them so they're shielded, and it gives them AD so they can do more damage. And she can peel quite well as well. I'm just going to keep saying as well. So she can peel. We also have Lulu. She can peel with her polymorph and her her Q with her slowing, and she can also shield your AD carry, and she can make your AD carry even tankier if for some reason, you want alt them, if you remember to alt them. So, it makes them really tanky, and if for some reason they're in the middle of the enemy team, you pop the enemy team up and they can get out of the middle of the AD carry, middle of the enemy team, if I quit stumbling over my words. Get them out of the middle of the enemy team so they're safer, protects them. Then, of course, we've got Morgana, which we've already talked before, and Lux that we've already talked about before. And really, if you want to go support Kayle, if we've already talked before, Nunu. We also have Nami, who has a good heal, which I consider a buff, which fits in that category, and good heal. And she also has her own little buff, which I don't know exactly what it does, but they just redid the particles for it, so whatever floats your boat. We also have Sona, which is good peel. Basically, every support that you could ever think of has a good quality for being in a protect the AD carry comp, because that's what they're built for. They are built for protecting the AD carry during laning phase. So we've got Soraka with her good heals, and like I said, heal is a buff in my opinion, and it can even give them mana if they're low on mana. We've got Taric with good peels and a good steroid, and a good defensive steroid. We've got Thresh, which has good peel and a good positioning saver with his lantern if you remember to click it, and the lantern also gives you a shield. And, you know, he's got awesome peel. And then, of course, there's Zillion, which I've already talked about with his revive. Granted, if he's not building AP, the revive won't be for as much, but it's still a revive, people. It's still really strong. And then there's Zyra with her awesome peel. And I probably am forgetting other people, even though I'm looking at a list right now. Nautilus can be used as a support, and he has awesome peel. Anyone who can be played as a support that, you know, isn't completely stupid, like Fiora support, which who would do that? An idiot. A TF can even do it. So, that's my thoughts. This has been LoLverview, and I'll see you next week.